Viewers and subscribers, welcome to another episode of In a Week. I'm your host Sohaim. In this episode, we're going to do a book review of this book called Japan, the Story of a Nation by Edwin O. Reischauer. This is the fourth edition of the book. So now let's get into the book review. Edwin Oldfather Reischauer was born in Tokyo, Japan on October 15, 1910. He's the son of Helen Sidwell and August Carl Reischauer. Both were Presbyterian educational missionaries. His father helped found the Tokyo Women's Christian University. His mother founded the Japan Deaf Oral School, the first of its kind in Japan. He and his younger brother Robert attended the American school in Japan before going to the United States for college. In 1961, President Kennedy successfully appointed Reischauer as the ambassador of the United States to Japan. He became the first U.S. ambassador to Japan who actually knew the Japanese language. Reischauer's time as ambassador to Japan was seen as a success, and he stayed in this role until 1966, continuing on under the administration of President Lyndon Baines Johnson, and in 1973 Reischauer was the founding director of the Japan Institute at Harvard University. It was renamed the Edwin O. Reischauer Institute of Japanese Studies in his honor in 1985. In the preface of the fourth edition of this book, Reischauer wrote, "This book on the history of Japan has acquired quite a history of its own. It had its inception in a series of 4 or 5 hours of lectures, which I, as a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army, occasionally gave to officers candidates in the Army Intelligence Training Program during the Second World War. Japan, past and present, appeared in revised and expanded editions in 1952 and 1964. In 1970, I made such alterations to the book that I changed its title to Japan, the Story of a Nation. In 1981, I made the greatest of all changes, rewriting practically the whole book, as well as almost a decade of new materials were included in it. Now, I would like to inform the viewers that this book, Japan, the Story of a Nation, covers Japanese history from first Emperor of Japan, Jimmu, till the end of Showa period Emperor Hirohito, which is in 1989. The author of this book, Edwin O. Reischauer, passed away on September the 1st, 1990. So the book doesn't cover anything from Heisei period, which is Japanese history corresponding to the era of Emperor Emeritus Akihito from January 8, 1989 until his abdication on April 30, 2019, or the Reiwa era, which is the current era of Japan under Emperor Naruhito. However, those of you who would like to know Japanese history thoroughly from its beginning till the end of Showa period will find this book amazingly complete, easy to understand, and to the point. The book itself is divided into 3 parts under the following titles. Part 1 is called Traditional Japan, which covers Japanese history from Japan's origins till the end of the Tokugawa shogunate. Part 2 is called Modernizing Japan, which starts from the Meiji Restoration until the end of the Second World War. Part 3 is called Post-War Japan, which covers the post-World War II from American occupation of Japan until the end of the Showa period. I am personally impressed with Part 2 and Part 3 of the book, especially the political and social changes in Japan that took place after the Meiji Restoration and the politics of Japan after the end of American occupation until the end of the Showa period. In my view, the last chapter of the book, called Facing the Future, was not particularly well concluded because I think there was a lot of substance missing from the author in terms of how he came to those conclusions and suggestions regarding the leadership role of Japan in the world. Otherwise, it is an impressive book when it comes to understanding Japanese history in a short time.